Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to do a two-part video on my bushcraft kits. So I've got one here that is for short day trips, anywhere between 4 and 7 hours. And this is for long bushcraft trips, which is 8 hours, overnighters, and things of that sort. So stick around, let's go through what's in the packs. Today I'm going to be talking about what I carry on short day outings with the intent for either just a short hike or bushcraft. So pretty much what you see here is mostly what I'll carry. It's what I've been carrying for about the past, I don't know, month and a half. So I figure I'd just do a little discussion on what I carry and then show you kind of how I pack my pack. So starting out, lately I've been carrying the Bark River Mini Aurora knife in the DLT Kydex sheath with KB Knives scout straps and a Light My Fire Steel, the Army size. This will carry scout on my weak side. Nikon binoculars. These ones are 10 by 25 for checking things off in the distance. A lot of the times I'll end up on a peak, so this provides a little extra viewing. Adventure Medical Kits 0.3 ultralight first aid kit. I added a couple extra things like anti-diarrheal medicine and some extra ibuprofen and aspirin, but beyond that it's pretty much the way it comes. For water treatment, I have the Aqua Mira A and B solution with them taped together so that they don't get lost. Makes it easy to keep track of them. Just a little backup compass that I got at a school function a long time ago. Toilet paper and wet wipes in case I get nature calls on the trail. Silky Pocket Boy. Very useful saw. It's quite small, as you can see, but for most day outings this is more than enough. This will, if I do need to make shelter, I can cut ridge poles and do basic work with that. Beyond that, the main point I've used it for is to clear branches off the trail. And it comes in this clear case in case I want to carry it on my belt. So currently, since it doesn't add extra weight, I do carry it with the case. If it's cold out, I do carry a set of Mountain Hardwear gloves. These are just kind of almost a liner glove. They've held up relatively well for how long I've had them. I probably would get something a little more durable for future instances, but they're more than enough for now. Also for cold weather, I have a Smart Wool beanie. This is just their kind of roll cuff one. I found that it works very well, and it's long enough that I can actually pull it down if need be. Just the firm grip gloves from Home Depot. Got a 3-pack for $9.50, so I don't care if they kind of get beat up, but just in case I do have to do any work on the trail, this provides a little bit of protection from the hands. Currently, since it's getting near summertime, it doesn't get that cool, but just in case, I keep a down vest with me. This one's made by Go Light, and it's more than enough for most of my outings. I use that in conjunction with this. This is the Marmont Trail Wind Hoodie. It's just a windbreaker. I've had this thing for years, and it's held up well. The downside of it being that if an ember comes off the fire, I've gotten a couple small holes in it. Also, I have to hang dry it. First time I got it, I dried it in the dryer, and the zipper got hot enough that it actually burned a small hole in it. REI Lightcore 1.5 sit pad, providing a lot of comfort when I have to sit and there's no quality stumps. At the same aspect, I can use it as a knee pad if I am doing any sort of bushcraft or firecraft. A little ditty bag which I keep my snacks and my food. Hidden Woodsman 5x7 tarp. Very strong, very robust, good bag that's got strong Velcro on it. I got the Marpat with, I keep my stakes and some paracord in there to tie it off, so just in case I need to make shelter. If I'm taking a longer hike, it provides a little bit of blockage from the sun. And in an emergency, I have a pretty decent shelter option to go with that'll provide some protection. And on the odd rainstorm, this can provide me a little bit of protection from the rain. 20-ounce wide mouth water bottle. Just in case I do need to boil water, I do like to keep at least one stainless steel water bottle, and although this isn't very large, this is good enough to kind of get me by. And this is a Condor military ammo dump pouch. This is good for being able to carry a little bit of extra stuff with me. Also, while I'm on trail, if I do find any edibles on trail, I can kind of grab some edibles while I'm out, or I can also grab tinder if I'm planning on having a fire. It's just a good all-around pouch to carry things around in, and it packs up really small, which I do like because having an extra small package, it packs down to this, so it's pretty unobtrusive. I just kind of keep it on the outside of my pack. Let's see, what else is there? Fingerless gloves. These are just basic bicycling gloves. I got these so when I'm using my hiking poles, it just provides a little bit more comfort. This is one of those copper fit knee braces. Provides if I get a little bit of knee pain while hiking, usually on some of the downhills. I've occasionally had some knee troubles. This provides just a little more stability and structure. Buff style tube scarf. This one's a generic brand, but it's good for adding a little bit of warmth around my neck in the morning, and then it blocks out the sun, and it just has a lot of good uses, so I keep one of those with me. I also keep a regular bandana. I've had this one for years. Put it under my hat to kind of absorb a little bit of sweat. I can also soak it and kind of wrap it around. Just multi-uses as usual. Also, I carry a neck cooling scarf. This one is made by former military. I'm not entirely sure the manufacturer off the top of my head. I just remember that it was former military. Has beads in it that you soak up in water, and then you just wrap it around your neck, and it uses evaporative cooling to keep you cooler. During the summer in Southern California, it can get up to 90, 100 degrees. This is definitely a helpful thing to carry with you. Backup security for emergency supplies. I have an extra Coghlan's ferro rod, an Essie Avispa made by Blue Ridge Knives. Actually, I believe this might actually be the Zancudo. Rain poncho, disposable, extra hank of paracord, Mylar blanket, and a little kind of one of those prepackaged washcloths that are really small that can be kind of taken apart and used for either bandages and or fire starting material and or signaling. And then it's all being held in this Coghlan's bag, which can also be used as a container. Finally, the last two things I'll be discussing beyond the actual main pack and the water bladder are a couple things that I don't see often in kits that I find it myself incredibly useful. The first one being a stainless steel straw. Now, I don't really see many people talk about these in videos, but I found this thing incredibly useful. Beyond the fact that it can be used as a straw and it can help you get water in more hard to reach places if absolutely necessary. It's good for being able to make an improvised filter, and it's good for during fire making if you have to blow a coal into fire. This allows you to focus your breath. The only caveat I would say is that if you're drinking hot liquids with this, it does tend to heat up. Beyond that, everything else, I've actually really appreciated this. It has almost zero weight. It's very useful, fits and just disappears in the pack. So it's something I have been kind of recommending people for little off items that they wouldn't commonly think of. This would be one of those items. The other one is this. My son got one of those wands that was about this long that had little LEDs running through it that you push the button and it lights up different colors like red, blue, green. It finally died. He was pulling it apart. So I cut it down to size, and I found that for my personal preferences, this thing works great as an improvised lantern. So beyond a basic headlamp, which I do carry in my front pocket, if I am hiking at night, this is extremely useful to provide light in a larger area. So in this case, I have my Olight S1 baton. You just kind of stick it in there, and this is just with the, I believe, medium setting, and it does provide a decent amount of light, as you can see. And then if it actually became necessary and I needed a lot of light, you can see it gets significantly bright. And it provides a lot of light throughout an area, and it weighs nothing. And it disappears in the pack, it can compress down. So I found for the $5 I spent for my son's entertainment, it has an afterlife as being a good camp lantern. I actually use, so I had made several of these out of the one that was originally my son's, and I keep them in all my packs, so I find this extremely useful for the weight. And the pack itself is a mil-spec pack. On it, excuse me, it has the internal compartment, which has kind of a PU membrane on the outside, a little basket here, then you've got the second pocket, then you've got two outer pockets, one above and one below, and then this top one I also keep my headlamp, which in this case is a Petzl E-light, and then in this lower one I also have some spare batteries that I didn't take out because I just forgot to take them out for my headlamp. I have a 2-liter, I believe this is an Osprey water bladder. I like it because it has kind of a form shape to it, so it doesn't kind of fold down on itself as you're using it throughout the day. And then attached to my pack, I also have a whistle for signaling. So that's pretty much everything that's in the pack, and now I'll just kind of show you how I kind of pack everything up. So in this front outer pocket, I put my stainless steel straw. I put my silky pocket boy because I want quick access if I'm on the trail and have to cut up some branches. I keep a little bag that has a mini stylus in it in case it is cold and I'm wearing gloves and I can't get my touchscreen to work. This allows me to ensure that my touchscreen works. I also keep my knee brace here for quick access. The ultralight medical kit goes in this pocket right here. It has a little bit of organization for a few pens and then a larger pocket in the back, so I put the medical kit out there. And then I'll throw in this little foam tube on the other side, and that provides that section. In the top here, usually I'll keep sunglasses along with my headlamp, and that's pretty much the bulk of what I keep in the top area there. Now, in this center section, I keep my backup survival kit in case I get stuck out for an extended period of time. And then actually put it in sideways so it slips right in there. And then it has two sort of mesh pockets right here. And on one side I will put my A and B solution for purifying water. And then on the other side, I'll just kind of put like this little backup compass just in case I want to confirm my direction of travel. And then I will also throw in my cooling neck scarf. And that's pretty much the bulk of what I throw in there. And that's in the main compartment. I believe also, yeah, I do throw in my handkerchief and my buff style scarf in there as well. Now in the main part of the pack, I throw in my tarpon stakes. I throw in my water bottle on the side, my sit pad, my down jacket, and my windbreaker. In this mesh outer pocket, I throw in, kind of in order, I throw in my one set of winter gloves, my hat, my backup gloves, because I more often use those, and that's pretty much the majority of what I keep in that outer full inner section. Usually I don't pack backwards, so sorry, it's a little bit awkward as I'm zipping it up. Now, let's see here. Since I use these when I'm walking the fingerless gloves, I do keep them in the sunglasses section because as soon as I actually get to the trail, I take them out first thing. And then I do keep the toilet paper also in this bottom section. Zip that up as well. Now, if I do take my binoculars, I usually will keep them in just whatever pocket I feel is the most easily accessible. Sometimes I'll put it in the largest pocket, sometimes I'll put it in the second one. And food does go in the largest pocket at the very top, because when I do stop to take a break, I like to have quick access to my food. And then I will attach the dump pouch on the farthest section, because on this outer section here, sometimes I'll also attach to the side. So pretty much wherever it's convenient, I'll just attach it. And then if I'm walking on trail, I can always pull it off, throw it on my belt, and then either use it to gather edibles and throw it in there, or if I'm planning on having a fire, I can use it and throw tinder in there. If I'm out with my son, it's often used to collect rocks and pine cones and other things he finds interesting. It's just an all-around good thing to carry a bag, just an extra bag that you can pick up extra things as you're going along. So that's the pack all packed up. Now, when it is all set up, you can just click in the side buckles. This side first, and then I'll work on the other side. Then after it's all dialed in, I'll just kind of grab it and compress it down so I can keep the load closer to my back. Now, as far as the pack itself, this one is a Mil-Tec. I will say that the hip belt that it came with was a little small for me. I have a 36-inch waist, and it was just kind of pushing the limits of it. So I did get an aftermarket one. I think I paid $7 or $8 for it, and now it fits very well and allows me a lot more adjustability. It did not come with a sternum strap. Luckily enough, on one of my old packs, I did have a sternum strap that I was able to use, and that allowed me the ability to kind of keep the load up top also a little more secure. So yeah, that's it. It carries relatively well. I find it pretty comfortable on most of my outings. I haven't had any problems with it. It did take a little getting used to at first, getting the fit just right, but it was a reasonably priced pack, and it does my job of making me a little less conspicuous when I'm on the trail hiking around. I will say that the handle on the top is very comfortable, more comfortable than some of my other packs I've had because it's very thick and it's double stitched up top. Overall fit and finish of the pack is solid for the price for sure. The things that I would change is, as you can see, the straps kind of all hang around, so I'd like to find a way to just kind of wind them up and then either attach a ranger band or something else to kind of keep them in place. But beyond that minimal gripe, the pack itself is more than capable enough. I can throw in an axis if absolutely necessary, but I usually only need that if I'm going to be doing lengthier ones, overnighters, or if I'm going to be leaving Southern California, and in which case I have a different pack which I will be showing in a future video that you'll be able to see. So there you go. This is for short day trips, pretty much anything up to half a day. This is more than enough. It can be pressed into service to go overnight if necessary, but so let me know what you guys think. Likes and comments are always appreciated, and I look forward to bringing you some more videos. Thanks a lot.